What's up, squad? It's your man Unspoken Reviews, back again with another video. This time it is going to be a very fresh, out of the theater review of Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. All right, guys, I just got out of seeing the movie, and I gotta say, guys, this is definitely a win for Marvel. I think it is a much needed win for Marvel, especially for some of the projects we have upcoming this year, especially with Fantastic Four. This film definitely needed to do pretty good in order to keep fans excited for what they were getting next, and it did a great job of that. Now, first and foremost, I'll say, I don't think this film is going to be winning any awards, okay? It's not going to be in my top 5, maybe potential argument for top 10, and definitely is an argument for top 15 Marvel projects that I definitely enjoyed. But it is very close in the top 10 because this film is pretty awesome, guys. It deals with each of these anti-heroes who decide to come together and decide to do something good with their lives after all of the bad decisions that they have made. Now, one of the things I'll say this film centers around is the idea of mental health and PTSD, and how sometimes the combination of bad decisions that is made over the years can affect you so much, you start to wonder what exactly you have to live for and what exactly does your life mean. And the one thing that I definitely did love about this is that all of the characters, okay, I mean all of them, except outside of one, gets the opportunity to deal with some of their trauma and experience some of it. Like, the audience gets to experience some of the trauma that characters are going through. This film stars Yelena Belova as, you know, the new Black Widow, John Walker as U.S. Agent, Ghost, Taskmaster, and Alexei, as well as Bucky Barnes, the former Winter Soldier. Guys, these characters together are pretty awesome. Now, some of these characters we have seen in projects prior, and I like that this film did a service of bringing more of them back to the forefront, especially a character like Ghost, as we have not actually seen her since Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I was glad to see her character come back and have much more of a prominent role in the MCU, also showing that she has been increasingly active throughout the years that we have not seen her. But this film was pretty great, guys. It is definitely a great popcorn watch. There are moments in the film where I genuinely understood more characters than I did others. I definitely related a lot to John Walker, more than I thought I would, especially as a parent myself. I kind of felt some of the things he was going through, especially after the events of Falcon and Winter Soldier. You may have seen some of the things in the trailers, all right? But you definitely understand some of the things he's going through as a new parent and struggling with his place in the world, not just raising a kid, but what his life means to him. I definitely felt that from John Walker, much more than I thought I would, man. Yelena Belova, we definitely get more of an in-depth with her life as training in the Red Room, leading up to her becoming a Black Widow, some of the bad decisions that she made and that lives were lost. One of the characters that I also love as well is Alexei's Red Guardian. Look, the best way I can say with this guy, with this analogy, without spoiling the film, imagine you have a car, okay, and the car slightly starts to drift off the road. Alexei is pretty much the guy who grabs the steering wheel and puts it back on the proper path. That's exactly what his character is in this film, and he did it so well so many times that, yo, I even found myself being inspired to do the right thing in this film. I was like, man, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made me feel like I wanted to do the right thing. The action scenes in this film are also pretty great as well, guys. I would say there is plenty of one-shots in this film, and some shots that actually linger more than others, okay? So there is one particular one-shot that happens in the very beginning of the film. Great action set piece to start things off, and I like how a lot of the other action set pieces after that kind of linger on. They're not all one-shots, but they last a little longer in shot than they usually do in the film. Usually with some films we get a lot of cuts, but this film didn't do a lot of cuts. It actually kind of let it drag on just a little bit, and you see each of the characters getting a moment to shine with their fight scenes, especially when they're fighting each other, which is also pretty awesome. Another character that I really feel in this film was definitely Bob. I understood exactly, not exactly, but I have people in my life that deal with specific issues. And after seeing the things that Bob went through after the tragedy of his past, I definitely felt his pain. And there's just so many moments where you feel the characters come together and it works properly, guys. It didn't feel like anything was shoehorned in too quickly, that you didn't believe that this is what would happen in an event like this. But you see that all of the characters, all of them have this genuine feeling of wanting to be better than the way the world sees them and the way they see themselves. They definitely want to travel outside of that comfort and deal with the demons of their past to become the heroes they feel like they want to be. All right. One thing I'll definitely say, one mid-credit scene, one post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene is a little bit more just for fun and context for things we've seen in the film. But the post-credit scene, guys, the second one, that's the one you want to stick around for, okay? That is the scene that is going to be the connective tissue going forward with the films of Fantastic Four as well as Avengers Doomsday that we got coming up pretty soon. All right, guys? So that was my out of theater review for it, guys. I definitely believe it is a film you'll want to sit down and watch. You're definitely going to get a lot of emotion, especially towards the end, much more than I thought I would, okay? But that was my review of it, a just quick out of theater review. I will catch you guys in the next one.